Honorable Asare-Menyah.
Mr. Speaker, for the
And
opportunity.
please.
And I want to take the opportunity to also thank the makers of the statement for bringing to the fore this important topic to discuss. Mr. Speaker, the importance of setting aside a day like this cannot be overemphasized. As we have already said in the House, drug abuse or the use of illicit drugs, especially among our youth, is a canker and destroying the youth of today. Many people who have fantastic future, their future is waning away because of the use of illicit drugs. And we as a country, or especially this House, as members of Parliament, have a role to play to ensure that we nip this in the bud, or if we can't get it out of the system, at least send it to the barest minimum level. It is the day, celebrating this day is relevant, especially in Ghana, because of the recent rise of, like my senior said, Alhaji Hussein said, drugs that hitherto we didn't look at them as drugs that can be abused. I mean, the use of drugs like tramadol, which normally doctors even prescribe for people to use. But the youth have found a way to mix it with energy drink, to use it, and go in some states and do stuff that are destroying their lives. The way forward, I think that, especially as members of Parliament, we can come together to do something for our youth in our various constituencies. Recently, the last holiday, the Salah holiday, I took the opportunity to organize a Say No to Tramadol concert. And most of the youth in my area participated in this program. To a large extent, I saw that if something of this sort is replicated in the various constituencies, or members of Parliament stand up as ambassadors of the fight against the use of illicit drugs, because we are role models or we are being looked up as societal figures, it will have a very long effect on making sure our youth desist or get away from the use of these illicit drugs. If we take it up like this, I'm very confident that our youth will have the future. It is important we go all out to our churches. It is important we go all out to our markets. It is important to, especially, like we organize galas and those things, we can say no to tramadol gala. And once we do it for them, we will get their attention and get them out of this or the usage of these illicit drugs. We also encourage that the Food and Drugs Board work very hard, especially with the hard drugs, make sure we enforce laws and close borders to ensure that people do not bring in such drugs that will destroy the future of our youth. On this short note, I want to say thank you once again, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity you've given me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Very well. Today, Mr. Speaker inaugurated the Young MPs Forum. They also have a statement, so I'll invite them to read a statement. After that, I'll admit one comment each before we suspend sitting. Yes, remember.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Right Honorable Speaker, I am more elated as a young parliamentarian of this August House to be part of a process that finally has set in motion a parliamentary youth forum that seeks to do many things to boost our infant democracy and also to strengthen and upgrade the reputation of our parliament. I'm further elated because as we mark 25 years of parliamentary democracy, there will be more justifiable reasons to involve young people and increase our pace in the parliamentary process. Development in our context is not only necessary, but urgent. Hence, the need to devise increased mechanism of engaging the young ones in all spheres of development. Young people all over the world constitute the most important human resource that any nation can harness for its accelerated development. For that matter, since Parliament is the bedrock of our democracy and a vehicle for policy and lawmaking in development, I'll be more than happy to see that our integration with the rest of the world through the Inter-Parliamentary Union strengthened with the creation of the Young Parliamentarians Forum. Mr. Speaker, the evolution of Ghana's parliament has witnessed significant role of young MPs who have demonstrated their interest in promoting the pillars of democracy in Ghana's parliament through a number of ways. These ways measure up or commensurate with the general functions of all MPs over the time. However, a forum for the promotion of their welfare and interests has not been active over the period. The Young Parliamentarians Forum is a recognized sub-body of the Inter-Parliamentary Union comprising of young MPs below the age of 45. According to the statute of IPU, all national parliaments registered with the Union are required to have a Young Parliamentarian Forum which will seek to integrate youth perspective in IPU agenda. The statute of IPU under Rule 1 of the chapter on rules and working modalities of the Forum of Young Parliamentarians recognize the Young Parliamentarian Forum as a permanent body of the IPU dedicated to the quantitative and qualitative participation of youth in Parliament within the IPU. Mr. Speaker, according to the IPU report 2016, youth participation in politics is critical to safeguarding and strengthening democracy of worldwide. The youth constitute prime human asset for development and promoting democratic governance, including their duties of ensuring rule of law, safeguarding fundamental human rights, and upholding to an accountable governance in wherever they find themselves. With an estimated 1.2 billion people aged between 15 to 24 on the planet, justice and democratic legitimacy demands more than a token youth presence in Parliament. People between the ages of 20 and 44 make up 50% of the world's voting age bracket, but constitute only 26% of the world's MPs. The composition of national parliament must reflect the growing demography of our country. More young people need to find space in legislative work as a greater number of the experienced and aged parliamentarians retire. It is my expectation that this subject finds hearing among the larger youth cohorts in the country to stimulate a process towards advancing our democracy. Mr. Speaker, the Young Parliamentarian Forum, being an integral part of the IPU, seeks to address poverty, reduce hunger, and create jobs through democratic governance with greater participation of the youth in parliamentary work. Its umbrella body, IPU, was established to protect and build global democracy through dialogue and action. It comprises 178 national parliaments, and Ghana is a member. To fast-track the work of the IPU in terms of ensuring increase in youth participation in parliament work, the IPU established the YPF in 2013. This initiative was to help address the bare fact that 26% of the world's MPs are under the age of 45, with male-female ratio standing at 60 to 40, meaning that though there is low youth representation, there is also more male than female under this age bracket. Ghana's parliament today inaugurated a chapter of the Young Parliamentarian Forum. As a young MP, it is my utmost desire to inform the House about this all-important function. We will seek to inaugurate the leadership of the YPF, who will be mandated to work within the framework of Parliament and its own modalities of implementing a 2-year strategy aimed at boosting the capacities of young MPs below the age of 45. Avenues such as joint research projects and resource mobilization have been set out to create opportunities for YPF members to strengthen their roles in oversight and legislative functions. Mr. Speaker, the YPF will be a platform to reach out to the larger Ghanaian youth and to help stimulate youth-related policies that will be cultivated from below the youth working groups scattered and structured under our National Youth Authority. It will further seek to promote the welfare of young MPs while having an international outlook on avenue to participate in sub-regional policy engagement that affect young people, hoping that YPF Ghana will be a key factor in shaping Africa's choices as far as the development of the continent's youth are concerned. Mr. Speaker, I wish to end my statement by quoting Kofi Annan, a former UN Secretary General, when he stated that no one, and I quote, "No one is born a good citizen, no nation is born democratic. Rather, both are processes that continue to evolve over a lifetime. Young people must be included from birth. A society that cuts itself from its youth severs its lifeline, and it is condemned to bleed to death." End of quote. The pinnacle of democratic transformation lies upon the shoulders of the youth of a nation within the aspirations and convictions in parliamentary democracy. As we mark 25 years of parliamentary democracy, we should hope that the seed of birth of Young Parliamentarian Forum under this current parliamentary dispensation will grow to expand the frontiers of our democracy and seek to strengthen our popular gains. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Very well. Honourable members, I allow one comment on the festival and one comment on the youth statement.